Jane Moore raised eyebrows at Prince Harry's turning point to play first fiddle in royal battle. Prince Harry's role has been called into question after Loose Women presenter Jane Moore reacted to the claim the Duke of Sussex is now only seen as Meghan Markle's support act. Meghan Markle, 40, and Prince Harry, 37, were recently seen together in New York attending the Global Citizen live concert in Central Park and later visiting a school in Harlem. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex were pictured on the cover Time magazine's yearly 100 Most Influential People in the World. The husband and wife were praised for their activism. An accompanying photograph showed Meghan, dressed in an all-white outfit, in front of Harry, who was wearing a dark brown shirt as he leant on his wife's arm. Loose Women panel member Jane Moore, 59, has now addressed the criticism the royal couple has received online in her latest column. The ITV star suggested that people had likened the cover to a cheesy promotional shot, with Harry as his wife's support act. Jane has since called the assumption into question and claimed that Harry is still trying to find purpose, since stepping down from his senior royal duties. She wrote in her column, "The Time magazine cover shot of Prince Harry standing behind wife Meghan has been likened to one of those cheesy promos for a hairdresser posing with his celebrity client. The insinuation being that she's the star and he's the support act who just happens to have a useful royal connection." Jane went on to say that she feels the cover feels like something different. "What I see is a man desperately trying to find purpose after life in the army and feeling unsure about where he fits in," she explained. During his time in the British Army, Prince Harry served 2 tours in Afghanistan. He served in the army for a total of 10 years, and rose to the rank of captain. The Loose Women panelists suggested that Harry comes alive when he is socializing with current and former military veterans. Jane finished, "He clearly wants to do something worthwhile, so perhaps he should step away from endlessly preaching about climate change and target his efforts towards working with veteran soldiers in the US? He'd doubtless enjoy it more and wouldn't get branded a hypocrite for flying private." Prince Harry could see history repeat itself if Meghan Markle embarks on a political career, as he is faced with living in the shadow of his wife's fame. Such a prospect could be hard for the Duke to come to terms with, as Harry grew up feeling overshadowed by his older brother Prince William, who will one day inherit the British throne. Such a scenario was pointed out by royal commentator Camilla Tominey, who is associate editor of the Daily Telegraph. Writing in a comment piece, the journalist said Meghan's political ambitions could prove difficult for Prince Harry. She said, "The prospect of Harry becoming a first husband does pose some fascinating questions though. Imagine them both undertaking a state visit to the UK and being hosted by the Queen. I make this point mindful of the fact he has felt overshadowed by his brother all his life and therefore may not want to spend the rest of it in his wife's shadow. Or maybe he's happy to take a back seat? There is certainly no doubting his love for his wife and son, Archie." Back in August, Prince Harry reached out to military veterans following the news that the Taliban had taken control of Afghanistan, as the United States withdrew from the region. The Duke of Sussex issued a joint statement alongside Dominic Reid, the CEO of the Invictus Games, and Lord Allen of Kensington CBE, the chair of the Invictus Games Foundation, encouraging military veterans to reach out to each other and offer support for one another. "What's happening in Afghanistan resonates across the international Invictus community," the statement read, which was shared on Twitter. "Many of the participating nations and competitors in the Invictus Games family are bound by a shared experience of serving in Afghanistan over the past 2 decades, and for several years, we have competed alongside Invictus Games Team Afghanistan. We encourage everybody across the Invictus network, and the wider military community, to reach out to each other and offer support for one another." Harry founded the Invictus Games in 2014, an international sporting event for wounded, injured, and sick servicemen and women wounded.